And now it's time to present the National Association of Music Education Award. NAfME, also known as the National Association of Musical Education, and formerly known as MENC, sponsors an annual award to a member of Sweet Adelines International whose contributions and service to music education are exceptional. Recipients of this award are music educators recognized in their community as dedicated proponents of music for youth. In many cases, as a member of NAfME, they have introduced the barbershop art form to students through the Young Women in Harmony program. We are honored to have the Executive Director and CEO of the National Association for Music Education, Michael Blakesley, with us this week to honor this year's NAfME Award winner. Michael Blakesley received a Bachelor of Arts in Music and Psychology and a Master's of Art in Music Composition from the University of Virginia. He has taught at Northern Virginia Community College, Virginia Commonwealth University, the Universidad de los Andes, and the Universidad Nacional Pedagógica de Colombia. He has composed musical works for a variety of media and is the author of articles on music and music education. At NAfME, Mr. Blakesley has served as editor of the award-winning Music Educators Journal and of Teaching Music magazine and many NAfME publications. He has directed the development of music education initiatives and innovative online tools for music education. In 2010, he managed the process that results in the 21st Century Arts Skills Map, published by the Partnership for 21st Century Skills, and he served on the National Coalition for Core Arts Standards leadership team in the development of the 2014 Core Arts Standards. In 2006, Blakesley was designated a Lowell Mason Fellow, a distinction awarded to outstanding individuals in music education. He serves on the board of the National Music Council. We are proud to welcome Michael to our stage today.
Thank you so much. You know, it's an honor and a pleasure to be here among so many people who make so much music so well. You know, years ago, I learned that, at NAfME, what we do, among other things, is a lot of advocacy for music education, because all of you have music as a part of your lives. But, you know, by the time we get to our high schools in our country, only about 21% of kids participate and get that benefit. So what we do is a lot of advocacy. And I learned some time ago that there are, for a teacher, 4 rules for advocacy. The first one is do a good job. The second one is do a good job. The third one is do a good job, but the fourth one is tell somebody about it. Now I want to ask all of you to sort of follow that too. I want you all to do a good job, sing your hearts out. I want you to do a good job and express the music, and I want you to do a good job and bring all of your audiences into the music, but then I want you to tell people about how important that music is to your lives and how important it is to the lives of every child in America. Thank you so much. And that's why we're so happy to have worked for years with Sweet Adelines International to recognize an educator who brings the art of barbershop singing to students across America.
All right. Established in 1992 by Sweet Adelines International, the National Association for Music Education Educator Award recognizes outstanding music educators who are members of both Sweet Adelines International and the National Association for Music Education. Through her talent and dedication, each nominee must have made outstanding contributions to the furtherance of music education in public or private schools, promoting the barbershop style as an American art form. This year's NAfME Educator Award recipient adds her name to the very distinguished list of previous award conferees. Susan Ives is a 38-year member of Sweet Adelines and has been a member of NAfME for almost 10 years. Susan has served as the Certified Chorus Director of Topeka A Cappella Unlimited, formerly Sunflower Harmony Chorus, for 25 years and is an accomplished quartet singer. She was the lead in 2 international championship quartets, 1998's Classic Edition, and 2010's Zing. She has also performed in 2 international finalist quartets, Heat and her current quartet, Pizzazz. Susan has served in many regional capacities, including regional quartet specialist and education specialist. She coaches choruses and quartets, and with her chorus is a facilitator of multiple Young Women in Harmony festivals. Susan holds a bachelor's degree in music education from Washburn University and a Master of Education degree from Baker University. She has taught choral, band, orchestra, and theory classes at every level, from elementary to high school. Susan began her career at a small rural school where her choral groups soon became barbershop-oriented, competing at regional music competitions with many qualifying for state competition. To this day, Susan hears from her early barbershop students, including a quartet of boys, now grown men, who still meet yearly to ring chords since meeting in her class in the 1980s. Later, Susan moved to an inner-city school where she introduced her middle school students to barbershop. She says it gave the teens a sense of community and accountability. The harmony took some of the confusion out of their lives and brought singing and joy to their day. But Susan noticed that unless the harmony continued into high school, the enthusiasm began to fade. With her Sweet Adelines chorus and quartet, Susan toured the city high schools and successfully convinced the music programs to include barbershop. Today, she brings Topeka A Cappella Unlimited Chorus and Pizzazz to the schools every other year for a craft class to keep the energy going. One of Susan's proudest accomplishments, however, is the fact that her mentorship has inspired many students to become music educators and barbershop leaders themselves. One of her middle school singers is now one of her colleagues, and a young man she taught is now the director of a small Sweet Adelines chorus in Region 5. She says, "I am one proud music educator." And we are proud of Susan because of her willingness to share her musical gifts and her passions with generations of students. The barbershop music we love continues to thrive in her region and beyond. For the energy, the loving kindness, the patience, the knowledge, and the love of barbershop singing you so freely share with young musicians, Sweet Adelines International proudly presents you, Susan Ives, as our 2019 NAfME Education Award winner.
Thank you. I am truly honored to be joining the list of wonderful people on the NAfME Award winning list, some of whom are my mentors and idols, and I'm very, very honored. First, I'd like to thank the committee for the selection, and then I'd like to thank my friends Sandy Wright, Karen Koch, and Michelle Hungett for the nominations. Finally, I'd like to thank you. I'd like to thank you for being singers. Somewhere during your journey, you encountered a music teacher or two, and by continuing to sing, believe me, you are fulfilling a dream of those teachers. As music educators, we strive to give our students tools to succeed, and we all know that music does that by helping brain development and providing social and human connections, and provide stress relief. And I personally taught music for the stress relief for myself, because that somehow you need that sometimes in a classroom and in your daily life. And every single day, I did what I loved, and I loved what I did. I came by being in front of people quite naturally. I'm the daughter of two ministers. Yes, Mom was a minister too. And both were very musical. So at age of 3, I was up singing in the church on Sunday mornings and duetting with my brother at age 5. So standing on a stage was like no biggie to me. Being in front of children was like being on a stage. But I saw my parents preach, and I also saw them teach. And teaching and preaching are a lot alike. They aim for the heart, and they aim for the head. So I like to call what I did something, I did teaching, I didn't teach. I reached. I didn't preach, I didn't teach, I reached. And so I was reaching. It brought me joy to reach to those kiddos every single day and then listen to their classroom teacher just try to stop them from singing as they marched down the hall. I knew the music was still with them. I knew I had reached those children. And in the years later, as Patty said, and I've had many students come to me and say, thank you for bringing that to our lives. They are reaching a whole new generation. The music educators that I brought up as children are now reaching a whole new generation. So now I have a challenge for you. You don't have to be a music educator. As Michael said earlier, reach the children. You reach the children. Teach the children to sing. Your own children, your grandchildren, your nieces, your nephews, your neighbors. Start Young Women Harmony programs in your chorus, in your region. Give them the music. You, and you, and you, and you. Start something. Reach the children. The world would be a happier place if we were all united in song. And you can help. Thank you once again.